Hello and welcome back to The Buzz with Bernadette. I'm very excited today because I've got my amazing, beautiful, talented cousin Bianca here today. Welcome.
Thank you, Bernadette. Well, I'm so glad to finally be here.
And also one of my closest friends. I mean, we talk all day, every day. We audio all day, every day. Or as some of you kids say, voice note.
Yes, all day. And it's nice that we're related, but we also have chosen to be great friends.
As well. That's right. And one thing that we talk or bitch about every single night is MAFS. And, you know, we just can't wait. And you got quite heated last night about a few things.
Last night's episode literally made me put my hands into my hair and just, I was, not impressed.
You never really get that emotional about it. I knew you have an opinion, but emotion. It was I think it was after midnight and I got that message from you and I was like, wow, okay, this girl's really invested in this particular thing, which we'll get on.
I'm usually pretty chill, but I had anxiety watching that episode last night. So, hopefully we'll get into that.
I know, we will. We'll try and end off with that one. Hopefully I don't forget. I forgot to mention this in my last episode. I was going to talk about the alcohol rules and stuff that happens, you know, when they're shooting the dinner parties and things like that. And I didn't realize until I put a bit of research into it that they actually have quite strict monitoring when it comes to alcohol. I thought they'd be allowed to feed them as much alcohol as they want. So that they can create more drama.
But I think the fact is if they just let them drink as much as they want, it would be a shit show, even more than it is now.
Yeah.
Because I think, they would just go off the rails.
Yeah.
They'd get so drunk.
Apparently they can't show the footage if they've slurring their words and stuff like that, But do you remember the days gone by, like when Big Brother started, like back in the day, they actually would give them alcohol.
Yeah,
I let them go.
I think now they've probably learned their lesson. They're like, okay, we can't push them to that point. And it's also probably because there's a duty of care now, I assume, where they can't, let them get to a certain point where,
there's a duty of care.
Yeah.
When it comes to matching people that are absolutely not well matched, guess that goes out the window.
Let's pick and choose where we want to use it.
Let's be kind to them, but also give them an absolute asshole as a match as well.
God.
So they have their cocktail pre-parties, which you see the bottles there lined up and they just help themselves. And nobody seems like, desperate to hurry up. Let's have a few drinks. Like, it seems like a free for all.
Yeah.
Then,
I feel like there's probably not as much there
as it looks.
Yeah, I think there's probably like 2 bottles of champagne, 6 beers, and it's very sort of like you get that one glass and then
maybe they get worded up as well.
Yeah.
Like, listen, guys, when you get in there, 1 glass of champagne, 1 beer for the guys.
I think that's how they probably do it.
I would hate that because my personality type, if you say to me, listen, you're only going to get 2 glasses tonight, oh my God. Yeah. I can't deal. But yet, if I went there on my own accord and said, you know what, I don't feel like drinking tonight, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if someone tells me I can't.
If somebody tells you can't do something, I
would literally die. Not to mention, like, even when you hear about the security and stuff of them not being allowed out of the room and stuff like that, that freaks me out.
I found that really surprising.
Yeah.
Just thought they spent their days just doing whatever.
But what happened with Tony and Morena? Because she goes, he flies back to blah, blah, blah every weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on, I thought they had security. So there's something's not.
So apparently on the weekends you can do what you want. I mean, I don't know. I'm just.
Oh, yeah. So
like maybe there's certain times where if you've got like a filming block or something, you have to stick around and then maybe the weekends are do what you want.
Because I feel like people would know how to work around the system. But, people like, obviously, Adrian and Sierra who want to, because let's say the camera crew go, listen, guys, we've got you from X till, whatever, 11 o'clock at night. And then, you're on your own. I mean, people like them would go, woo,
Yeah.
plan a little.
And I mean, they're going out to dinner.
Yeah.
So you would think that's around, 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Something like that. So how's that happening?
I know.
don't
And how did you not find out about it?
Mm.
Like, I don't know. Was it when you had a girls' night, or I don't know. But anyway, back to the drinking. So then as I was researching, I thought, I saw that it says they only get 2 carafes of wine, or 2 carafes of white, 2 carafes of red, or something like that at the table, and then they make sure that it's warm so that to discourage drinking. I mean, of course, red wine's
Now,
fine,
I
but
don't drink very much, but I think that would be awful.
disgusting.
That would be like, yeah, I'm good.
Have you ever tasted warm white wine? I mean, obviously red wine's fine.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
It's served at room temperature, and also their behaviour, like any fighting or acting messy, leads to an immediate cutoff. So even if they're sober.
Okay. I guess, then that brings us back to the whole previous season with Martha Cyrell.
That's right.
Where we had the wine toss in the face.
And Martha had the white dress on.
I think Martha was the one that threw it in Cyrell's face, or tipped it on her head.
Yeah, but then there was that retaliation because someone said, I had white on it.
So I'm not sure, but it's kind of like, well, what happened in that instant? I guess it was too quick,
and would you, if that's your last glass of wine, got to grab the water. I guess you're not thinking,
I can't waste my wine on tipping it over your head.
Exactly. But that's crazy.
That was a messy.
That was really good. That was a great season.
It was a good season.
See, and Martha got longevity out of, you see most reality stars when they have finished up.
Yeah.
You know, they usually, with filming, they usually get about 6 to 12 months, I would say, of, enjoying the good life.
Yeah.
And then if they haven't sort of like organized something or set themselves up in their business or something like that, they sort of, most of them will disappear into oblivion.
Most of them have.
Martha, she's
great. She's got a whole...
Her and Michael.
Yeah.
As well.
And their beautiful little boy.
They've seen the test of time.
And they put her mum into it, like the whole family.
They even went on Big Brother.
Exactly. And if you follow them on social media, like I follow both of them on Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so entertaining though.
As well.
And fun and sort of genuine and authentic. And that's probably what gives you the longevity in the end, is when you can appeal to everybody out there and not just be that villain, or because that gets old.
It gets old.
And then you're like, okay, I'm over that person now.
Exactly. Like even the repercussions of what is going to happen to like Adrian's little girly fan base, they stay, they think this is my 5 minutes of fame. I'm going to give them something to record. But then, and essentially what happens is the whole of Australia turns their back on them.
Exactly.
And then what have you got?
When everyone starts turning on you and your fan base, that's when everyone sort of starts to backpedal and go, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just like his friend did.
Exactly. And they didn't even need any time to sort of build their drama. They came in hot. They came in attacking, because we see at these dinner parties, the filming goes on for 6 to 10 hours.
That's crazy.
Of course, people are tired. They're hungry. Who knows if they even eat that food. Is it even a restaurant? It looks like a warehouse.
I think it is a warehouse.
It's a warehouse.
Filmed in a warehouse. And I would say the food is just catered in. And it's very like buffet style. So it's all just sort of on the table and you just grab what you want.
Yeah.
They're always sort of just grabbing it. And I mean, after 10 hours, I'd be so over it.
I would too. It's just so bad. They start taping in the late afternoon and they stretch past midnight. But apparently if it's a boring episode and there's no drama happening, which of course producers would not like, they try to wrap at 11 o'clock, which is still a late day. I'd be ready. Imagine people like Morena and Tony. I would be ready for bed.
And especially now, there actually is no drama.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Oh.
It'd be so boring. Like, how much can you talk about?
No.
That's a long
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got your commitment ceremonies filmed the next day starting at noon. They last up to 12 hours. How boring. Because, they do cut to everyone on the couch. And you do say they're always like, they look like literally.
I'm like that.
And we're sitting there going, but when you break it down,
listen here, we've been sitting here for 12 hours. And it's crazy, isn't it? Because some of the couples, they only spent, like, if they're all going well and whatever, they spend like literally 2 minutes on them.
Yeah.
And you think, how
I know.
12 hours?
Focus on the bad, don't focus on the good. It's so bad. It's
I know.
so bad. But then we get to like Sunday night's episode and have you seen the Instagram post where Athena, not Athena. I just thought, we thought Adrian might have had a little
speech impediment sort of thing, but
it's Athena. Yeah, so she went on 94.5 and she said that she opened up to Sierra and about, her problems, and Sierra just like laid into her apparently and said, "You're lucky to have Adrian." And she was like, "Well, if he's that good,
wow,
you bloody have him." And she said that happened about 2 weeks in.
That's horrible. That's horrible. It's like
Sierra, like, she was a really nice.
Yeah, I thought so. And I thought her and Billy had a really good connection to begin with. They both seemed really happy, and I think they fell apart.
Yeah.
Something happened because she went from, this is really good and we're getting along great, to
she doesn't want to touch me.
So I feel like something happened there.
On her side because, he was shit at massage.
Yeah, that
got me angry.
Like, that was crazy.
Then I was like, he's a slow burn. I mean, it's unusual for a guy to be a slow burn.
Listen.
No.
Even my mum said, right? Okay.
Tell me.
Even someone in their 80s sort of said, "What's wrong with men these days?" Like, what is he kind of waiting for? Like, if she's into it, it's, well, what are you doing? And I mean, look, I understand that he wanted to obviously build that connection, but it seems to me like when she did get what she wanted, when they did finally sleep together for the second time, her demeanor completely changed and she became like, no. Yeah, because after that massage time, and she was complaining that she wanted more physical touch and that sort of thing. And then I don't know if it was the next day or after a dinner party, they ended up sleeping together. And it's like the switch went off. Yeah. And he was just not interested after that. And you got to kind of wonder, maybe there was just no connection, chemistry in the bit. I don't
like to be a fly on that.
Because something thing happened because her completely shut off.
Even see her on the couch on the commitment ceremony. She looked different. Okay, she'd been crying.
Yeah,
eyes are puffy.
Yeah, you could tell.
She was soul destroyed. Yeah. She felt so bad for Athena. She didn't give a shit about Billy.
She had nobody
did. No. He's just sitting there like, look at the about me. Like, Adrian was like,
I know.
Adrian's still there. What about me? Hey, you caused
like
drama.
His favourite thing to say is, well, what about me? Do you think about me?
What about my feelings?
Like,
even where Adrian went back to Athena in the apartment to apologise. He went back to apologise by saying, "Don't you think the way I acted was a result of what you did to me?"
Yeah.
I went, all right, I'm going to throw my table. I'm absolutely done with this.
I can't. Drives me crazy.
She's a beautiful girl who's got a boy waiting for her at home. She's given up a lot. Oh, do you think I've given up a lot? Do you think I've given up a lot? I gave up my dog at home. Look, I love dogs, please.
Yeah.
I love.
But I'm sorry.
Don't think compare to a human being.
Yeah. And you're a dog lover.
I'm a dog lover.
So that was everything he said when he's, even had his interviews and said, "Oh, I've apologized." I'm like, haven't you? Back backhanded. Like, it's always like, yeah, I know what I did, but you did this to make me do that. Like, it was always, he drives me crazy. And as Dave said to him on the couch, he said, you just gotta, like, this girl will give you everything. She'll
take you all the way through. Yeah, she is.
And he is just so great.
She'll make someone a very, very happy person. She'll make a great wife. And it's good to see, like, I mean, I don't know where she's at and if those rumors are true, what's going on now. But she will, like, they're living their life. Her and Cleo, her twin sister, they're living their best life.
Champion.
Cleo is absolute champion.
She's gold.
But then we get on to Veronica and Elliot on the couch. Now, Veronica seemed to be tenterhooks, waiting for Elliot to say the right thing. He came through with the good. I feel like it was just for the camera. I'm not stupid. No one's stupid out there anymore. But then I thought, well, time will tell. We didn't get much time. We didn't get much to live to say that.
Veronica and Elliot are my number one anxiety being couple at the moment. Because I was all for Veronica. I thought, she's beautiful. She's sweet. She's
quite intelligent.
Yeah, intelligent.
Yeah.
At the dinner party, she stood up for Lauren and she called him out. She said, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I was like, all for Veronica.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to put him in his place, it's her. She's great.
Yeah. Cut to.
I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, I felt like I was being gaslit. I was like,
did he do this to you?
By Veronica.
I know.
Like,
I know.
I felt so anxious by the way she was carrying on.
But like,
so Veronica went to see Lauren and bought her.
Oh yeah, Veronica.
Margaritas, which I thought was super cute, right? And I thought, this girl's so cool. She's very funny, right?
Yeah.
And I think Lauren has, as they've said, poisoned the well.
Yeah.
She
has.
I think she went in there. She said all the bad things about Elliot. And look, I'm not an Elliot fan. He was terrific to Lauren. But everything that she has told Veronica, it's like she has taken it on and gone, right, my walls are up. I'm not going to let you make a exactly. And it's almost as if she's like, I'm not going to give him any leeway. I'm going to be tough. I'm not going to give in to anything. And it's like she's come in with a completely different personality.
Because in the real world, you wouldn't really know the ex.
No.
Like really sort of.
Yeah.
But in this situation, very freak situation. And so the ex has come back, ex of 3 days or something, and poisoned her mind and then dropped a bomb and left her with it, which is not fair.
It isn't fair.
You would give that guy, because you could see at first she was like, oh my God, he's handsome. She had stars in her eyes, and she would have definitely given him leeway.
She had a great time on the honeymoon. She pulled him up at the dinner party, and then he apologized, whatever, to Lauren, and she was happy with that. You know, she was like, he's done what I hoped he would have done.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, after she left Lauren with that conversation, it's just like she became a different person.
Yeah.
It was almost like, I'm going to get you before you get me and humiliate me and look stupid.
It was almost like she was going, I can see what's happening here. I'm not going to be made to look like a certain way. So I'm going to get this guy.
But I'm sorry. Like, okay, when Elliot started his story, his letter that he wrote to Veronica, I was like, oh, okay, sounding a bit weak.
Yeah.
But then to me, he did explain where he was devastated by what he saw. He was a 9-year-old boy. He was devastated by seeing his sister in hospital. You know, he was crying. He was sobbing. He said that to Veronica. He said his dad came in, stoic, strong, control. And at that point, he decided, that's the man I want to be. So he said, that's where I'm guarded now with my feelings.
Yeah.
I don't like to get too emotional. I like to be sort of that stronger person. And that was a moment in his life that changed everything for him. So how could he,
poor guy, put his life on the line,
which is not obviously in his
nature.
And I think it's because I think he actually really had the hots for her.
Yeah, I do.
I think he was just like, wow, she's
too
great. And so then for her to just keep coming in and going, I didn't learn anything about you. I know nothing about you.
And he's like dumbfounded. It's kind of like karmic in a way because he's probably, that's what he left Lauren to Lauren. Yeah.
But the way he was sitting there just going, I don't how are you not understanding?
How are you not?
And then
I just told you about my life.
And then she was saying, don't scream at me. Don't do.
I will not have you. And then the way she said, I'm done. I'm done. I thought, did you do that for production to make it sound bad?
Yeah. Give us one more Veronica. I'm done. Actually,
see that coming.
I actually felt bad for him. Because I myself was sitting on the couch going, just see. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
This has been one of the worst seasons though for like kind of thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's me. Like we've opened up Instagram and
I know
Jackie's got a new boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's really ruining the momentum in which we're watching the show.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh yeah, there's Jackie, but we know.
I know. Like I'll talk to people and I'll say, do you want to know? Do you want the spoiler? And like, yeah, tell me. And it's like, and so you kind of just, it's unfortunate that we've kind of know what's
what's
happening.
I know. Like I'll say that to Walter. I'll go like, well, I know what happens here.
Yeah.
But do you want me to tell you? Oh yeah, well tell me. Now the only thing I want to say about Jackie and Ryan, I don't really talk about them too much, but I want to say is the colour of Ryan's shirt. That's all I want to say. At the commitment ceremony, is it the commitment or confession? Commitment ceremony. Can't I ever get that right?
Yeah.
It was the most tomato red, but bordering on orange, which did not suit him at all. Just a little side note. It was tomato, not even Heinz tomato. It was orange tomato.
Even remember it.
Should remember it. I will find you a picture and I'll pop it right there.
Probably
to the screen. I'll pop it right in between us.
I was probably focusing on Jackie.
I know.
She's so erratic.
It's kind of like her and Morena. They can't let things be good for 1 second. Just let things be good. Even just try a day maybe. But they just have to keep going, here's a list of
that's what I was focused on.
Not good.
Just take a breath, girls. Like,
I know.
Let it be.
I know.
Relax.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. I'm over her demands. I know Ryan's over her demands. And I know Ryan's just there like, because he was on other reality shows as well before.
Okay.
Yeah. It's I don't know the name of it, but it was one of those like army type, Survivor-ish.
Okay.
But it's not Survivor, but it's one of those type shows. Yes, anyway, so him and Paul, Paul was in the Love Boat.
The real Love Boat.
Yeah.
I remember him very well from that because I thought he was just really lovely.
Yeah.
In that. And I was like,
actually, no, I don't remember. Yeah, and then we've got Ree and Jeff. They're sweet, but I know they are the kind of most normal, boring couple in the whole show. Like, for me.
I like to have one or two normal couples. We watch MAFS for the drama.
Yeah, we do.
But it's like, can we just throw in a couple of normal couples just so we're not completely disillusioned?
Yeah, that's right. So that we know, like, this is stand-up show. People do get married from this show. Yeah, and then we hear that, Jackie reached out to Jeff. Jackie and Jeff would have been a good little name combo. Jackie reached out to Jeff. And then did you see the text messages on Instagram? It did look like Jeff was going to go there for a bit.
Jeff was saying, you can come over. Like, it was very it was hard to kind of work.
Yeah.
Because it seemed very innocent.
Mm.
It seems like they were talking about some promotional thing. And then it seemed like Jackie was like, oh, do you mind if I come and talk to you guys or something?
Yeah.
And Jeff was like, I think it was something to do with like they weren't allowed to. They weren't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was when they were probably being locked down.
When I saw it on Instagram, it actually looked like
so
as bad as they made.
Yeah. So Jackie has like made this other account separate to MAFS where she's gone a bit rogue and talking about things that happened, the way she's been portrayed. She put up these text messages that showed what she was sending to Jeff and what they were sort of saying back and forth.
Yeah.
And it just didn't seem that bad.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's made me think like, because they don't get their account.
No, they won't get their accounts back until I guess the
season's over, right? But do they actually take control of your Instagram account? So if I'm Bernadette Maree, do they take that account?
Yeah, I think so.
And then do they change the name of it to like Bernadette MAFS or something? I think.
Possibly.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sorry, but if they did that to me, I would open up another account too. Where you would need to voice.
Hate it.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, it's all right. I've got 6 accounts, so it's fine. Yeah, I'll just go to my original one. But yeah, it didn't actually look that bad.
Yeah, Ree and I are going for a run. Do you want to come over after or something?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay, if that's okay, whatever.
Seemed pretty normal.
Yeah. And I think it probably was. And the producers probably just to give Ree and a bit of a storyline that do you want to like make it a big deal?
I know. Because I'm sorry. Because Ree's not a confrontational person. So it probably took a lot for her to put her foot down with Jack.
Yeah.
But, because if it wasn't for that, I probably would have forgotten they're in the show.
Yeah. But they're, like I said, they're nice couple.
Yeah.
And, I've fingers crossed for them.
Yeah.
They do end up together and just sweet and run off and
see at least 1 or 2 couples work out of the show. The show actually live up to its name. Otherwise, call it something else and let's go totally ham with it.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Like shit show at first sight.
And then Jeff and Ree announced that they'd been intimate.
I love it when they say I've been intimate. It was a really nice way.
Embarrassing. Like, I don't know about you, but when you start dating someone, do you have to go in front of all your friends and go, everyone, gather round. We've been intimate.
Yes, you do. You have to call a meeting. And you have to tell everyone when you've been intimate.
Stop asking everyone we've been intimate. I get all cringy inside and I go,
it's one of those moments. But
I know.
The world wants to know.
Alessandra wants to know.
Really, but I love her.
She's so beautiful. Sorry, we've got people on YouTube watching as well at the same time and someone saying, is this kid appropriate? Very kid appropriate because we're not going there. Then that's what I'm saying. It like makes me feel icky inside to talk about that.
I think keep some of that stuff like, but I guess that's their way of keeping it clean.
Yeah, by saying that
we've been into.
Sure, I just don't want to imagine like if that's gone on.
Well, we need to know when everybody checks the box, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And also, like, just going back to that topic, like, where Alessandra comes in and it's intimacy week and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, what if you felt nothing with your partner and you're, like, going, oh, God, like, but because a lot of these people just want to be on the show, right?
Morena was a bit like that. I mean, she was wishing.
I think Tony was a bit like that.
But then you've got Ryan on the side, who goes a little far and tells a little too much.
Oh my!
Nobody wants.
Now that is where I flipped a table. I know you flipped a table last night, but I flipped a table for that.
I was gobsmacked. I was just like,
I'm literally
wide open,
so angry. Who does that?
Yeah,
like I know there's guys out there. I'm not stupid that gather around, talk, and that, but not. You know the cameras are rolling.
You're on TV.
You know that you are going to be portrayed as an absolute imbecile.
Yeah, it's not just you and your mates. it's the whole world.
And I don't know if it was
Everywhere.
editing, but it made him look like he wasn't even talking about that. And then all of a sudden he just went, oh, by the way.
I mean, listen, it doesn't matter whether he was, in what context it was. He said it.
Yeah, he said it.
Right?
And
It doesn't matter which context it was in.
He said it. Yeah. And that's what we say is like, you might look like you are being portrayed as someone that you're not on reality TV.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you say these things. And look, the only things I think we've got to watch out for is when people are speaking, but their face isn't on camera. And in that way, they could have taken your words and overlaid it over the footage.
Yeah.
That's a bit iffy. So if you don't see it all in one sequence, or when glasses are half full,
and then they're
all full, empty, look at that continuity in filming and editing, and then
definitely
smart.
But he said that sentence.
He said that sentence in its entirety
from that, Ryan, and he admitted it too. So that was just that was.
I think there's some point with Jackie and Ryan where they both said, you know what, this is never going to work between us. Let's play this game and let's get along. And I think at the end of the day,
I think so. And I think because I mean, let's be honest, a lot of these people are on reality TV for their 15 minutes of fame. They don't really want to marry the bachelor. They don't really want to be married at first sight, married to a stranger.
90% of people.
90% of these people.
Well, having said that, I think Jackie was there to find love. Like, clearly, she's in a relationship now. I think she actually just wanted to find love, call it a day.
Yeah.
Because,
But I think, a lot of people are. And so they will continue this experiment till the end, even if they're not really getting along. I think they make pacts with each other to just let's keep it cordial and stay on.
I want to know what happens when the cameras are off. They're in their apartment together. I want to know what happens then.
We'll have to get a MAFS person
online. And there's so many Perth people.
Yes.
There's heaps. Going to be seeing them out and about very soon, I'm sure. It's going to be interesting.
Karina and Paul. Karina and Paul.
Yes, Karina and Paul. Well, she's too busy with Drake at the moment. Although we just saw breaking news, Drake has left the country. So he probably left.
Because he probably took Karina with him. Yes. Well, he came to Perth. He made it to Perth. He did his concert.
Dined at Gibney for lunch.
And apparently Karina was
but her friends told her.
One of his guests.
Her friends just said, hey, do you want to go to Gibney? And she went, yeah, that would be great.
And why not?
It seems innocent to me. I don't think there was anything untoward. Yes, Married at First Sight Australia. This is what we're talking. Oh my gosh. Do you guys watch it in Dallas, Texas? Because you know that
Married in America?
I know this is Married at First Sight Australia is really quite huge.
I know
all around the world.
I know in the UK it's really goes off.
Yeah.
I didn't know about America.
I don't know about America.
I heard a couple of, they might have been English though, actors talk about. Said it is the wildest thing, and that's why they watch it.
Right, because when you watch Love is Blind, right, the American one is my favourite. And then when we watch Love Island, UK nails it every time. And then when it comes to Married at First Sight,
apparently,
and Neighbours and all that,
apparently Australia is the crazy.
We've all got our little niches. And Richard is saying they just have the regular Married at First Sight. Oh, so your guys' one, not the Australian.
If you love Married at First Sight, you probably get into
the Australian one. Is just
it's unhinged,
drama filled. It is unhinged. It's meant.
Yeah, it can get really hectic.
Then we go to Sierra and Billy. We're going to go back to them. Yeah. All right. So she didn't have any girl code with Athena. She didn't seem to care about Athena.
No.
We've talked about poor Billy. Because invisibly.
And Billy's a Perth boy too.
Oh,
yeah. So you'll be seeing Billy out and about as well, probably.
Poor Sierra. She finds it easier to talk to Adrian. you.
No, because I can't understand Adrian when he talks.
But if you were Adrian, wouldn't you think, oh, this is weird. I'm the only person they use subtitles for.
Yeah, I would be mortified.
The intelligence to go, hang on a minute. I'm getting, he probably thinks it's special treatment. That's what he thinks. Well, do you know what I think they should have done? They should have wife swapped. They should have Billy and they should have.
Bina.
So then we get to that moment on the couch where Billy writes leave.
Yes.
Now, please expand on that.
Right. So Billy writes leave. Sierra writes leave. Now, what I'm thinking is that Sierra was banking on Billy writing stay. So she would look
100%.
She would save grace or, make herself look good by saying, oh, really, I'm not feeling it. I really want to leave. Yeah. But Billy said stay. So I guess I'll have to stay and hang out with Adrian a little bit longer. And that's what she was banking on.
Once again, I say, people, we're not stupid.
Yeah, because her face dropped. And so she started to backpedal. Say, oh, now I feel really bad. I didn't think of that a week ago or even 2 days ago.
I just thought about it now.
Yeah, right now when you wrote leave.
And then even the experts were going,
yes. And I think she was hoping that the experts would say, well, okay, if you really want to stay. But then they asked Billy and said, well, how do you feel about your decision? And he said, I'm 100% happy with my decision.
Bingo, Billy.
And I think had Billy said, well, maybe we should have stayed. I think if he had said that, that the experts probably would have said, all right, we'll give it another go.
But also I think it gets to a point where, like, say, if they even brought Adrian and Sierra back in as another couple, that's when the show is going to start to lose credibility and it's going to start to look like a shit show.
And they've done that before. Yeah.
And then we're all going to lose confidence.
Yeah.
The whole
production. It's ridiculous. You've got to have some kind of point where you say, again, it's like when they brought Elliot back. Yeah. I think a lot of people were like, no, why did you do that? He doesn't deserve a second chance. But I don't know how, but they've made me feel sorry for Elliot.
No. Well, she did sort of gaslight him a little bit. Like that was...
She made him think, like, am I losing my mind? Because that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I felt like, am I crazy here? Am I the only one that feels like this right now?
I felt the same way I do, like in all the arguments I have in a relationship. I'm losing my mind. Like, really? I know I'm right.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, look, I'm sure Elliot will turn back into a douchebag, but for that moment,
shame when a bad guy actually has a good moment,
a redeeming moment, and you're like,
and you didn't let him have it.
Something.
I know. And she has to be careful that she doesn't get seen in a bad light.
I was going to say, it's making her look like not very good now.
No. Exactly.
When I thought he was just the sweetest thing, and now it's making her look a little crazy.
Richard is saying, I'm trying to get my girlfriend to watch the regular one with me. Keep trying. She'll be hooked in no time. There's so many Instagram memes about that where people go, I'm not interested in watching Married at First Sight. And then next minute they're washing the dishes going, what? What's going on now?
I've had my brother who's living in Thailand over just, for a visit.
Yeah.
He started watching it and he had to go back and was like, hang on, well, I'm going to have to start watching this online.
Because you get booked thing. Like, can you watch it online overseas? I don't know if you can get free to air channels unless it goes to a network, to a streaming. I'm not quite sure. And then we've got Proper Petty saying, bro, the voice and the accents are killing me. I love it. We're from Australia. Now, okay, let's go to Morena and Tony. Tony's this like happy-go-lucky guy. He's just here for a good time.
He just wants to put you in a headlock and he just wants to fist pump you and just be like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good, mate.
Every single guy.
Yeah, they lost it.
Can't believe he's all laughing. And then they make me laugh so bad because I've been Morena from laughing.
I like sorry for her in that respect. I think she just comes at things wrong.
Yeah, she comes about it the wrong way.
About it the wrong way to make people laugh, find it funny, or find her aggressive, and just not want to take her side.
I know. But why would people find her aggressive when she talks to them like this?
It is she's right up in your face and she's
right up
yelling
at real. She's going about it wrong. They're a bad match.
Yeah.
And there's no chemistry there.
No.
And like, did you see when Mirena met their friends? Tony goes to her friends, well, what do you think about Mirena? And her friend, she's a knockout. She's a knockout. She walks in, everyone just falls on the floor.
Because that's what happens when J-Lo walks in the room.
But it's like, wow, what happens? What is she doing on the show?
Yeah, exactly. It's a personality thing then. I mean, and you could see Tony was just straight face, like, well, why aren't I getting this?
Yeah.
Like, why am I not seeing this?
One thing is for certain, though, is that they both said about their relationship is, I'm not the person I was when I started, and we see the promo of Mirena. She's like this DJ. She's like loving life. And he's this happy-go-lucky guy, and they're not those people anymore.
I just think Tony's a very chill guy.
He's chill.
Wants to chill, wants to take it easy.
Yeah.
She's very highly strung. She has to be sort of, talking all the time, expressing things all the time, and she's very loud, and I just think their personalities are just clashing.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm sorry, but for Tony to turn around last night and say, I actually think I want a baby.
That's how men don't know how to actually just say the truth. Just be honest. And even Mirena said it, be honest, you're not attracted to me. Yeah. That's fine. But to say you want a baby,
I mean, that's a big excuse.
Are you crazy? At 53, you want a baby? I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can want a baby.
But you just know he doesn't
really want
it. Because he thought about it that night. He just thought, that's actually a really good way of getting out of this.
Yeah.
And it's like, Tony, just say, you know what? Our personality,
just don't even make it about looks or age. It's just
we've got different personalities. Yeah. We've got different ways of going about stuff. And I think you're a great chick. Why can't I always just, give them a compliment, because there are good things about everywhere. Just say, I think you're a lovely person.
You're beautiful, ma'am. I'm going to write off on the wrong.
So I call her Senora. And I'm sure her mind.
She will lose her mind.
But yeah, it's
she loses it.
Say that.
Yeah,
I think you're a great friend, but I just don't see anything romantic.
One thing I think some men just need, life is actually a lot simpler than you make it. It's just say later. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't stress.
Yeah.
It's all good. Don't create this cockamamie storm.
Listen. It's like being, when I was 9 years old, somebody asked me to a birthday party. I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I said on a Wednesday afternoon, I've got a wedding.
Yeah.
I can't come. It's like,
you learn really quick that things like that don't work, because then when the person says, oh, that's all right, I'll do the party on Saturday. And then you are literally up shit creek without a paddle.
At 9, I worked that out.
Yeah.
And I worked out,
just
no makeup.
You didn't have to wait 45 years, 50 years.
Crazy.
Hi from Nova Scotia. Hello. We've got so many comments. Just hello, everyone. That's so good. Yeah, but then we're going to have to get to that awkward conversation between Adrian and Athena and their
sisters and
that random best friend. Hi from Australia. That random best friend who is now just pulled back and gone, hey man, I'm not friends with Adrian anymore.
She's backpedaled so far.
I like to call her the girl in the yellow sweater, but her name's Jasmine.
Jasmine. She has an Instagram, Jasmine.
Yeah. Jasmine, yeah, she bakes or something.
So she bakes, and I think she just recently, last few months, came out with a cookbook.
Oh, yes.
So I'm thinking she's watched this and gone, I want no part of it. I don't want any of this backlash. So she's got a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Like over 400,000.
Really?
Followers.
Oh,
So
she had 35,000. Okay.
So I think she's just thought, I don't need to be.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to.
But then she made a little, oh, wow. Yeah, she's got 411,000 followers. She had this little section in her cookbook saying, I'd like to thank my best friend, Adrian. Well, might want to delete that minute or do a republication.
Exactly. I'm just taking all those off the shelf and I'm going to put them out again.
Well, we've got a lovely compliment for you, Bianca. Dark pink shirt, not light pink, dark pink shirt. You are gorgeous.
That's all you like. That's so kind. I love that.
We are picking apart the Married at First Sight Australia. Yeah. And then we have to go back to Adrian and not being included in the promo. I loved the Instagram from MAFS Funny, I think it is.
Yeah.
And where they said, well, out of 10 people, we invited 9 and you weren't one of them. And so we're now just going to, because of your attitude, we're going to continue to delete you from all the promos that we've done so far. That was hilarious.
Because he showed his true colours.
Why did she have to cop the blame for that, though? Why did she have to cop? That's not very nice.
She couldn't have changed production and said, hey, I want my husband. I mean, she's got no say as to what goes on.
Exactly. She's got no say, poor girl.
It's like, he's basically showing his true colours and saying, I'm here for my 15 minutes of fame. I want as much promotion as I can. And he held them to ransom. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
Me in that promo.
Yeah.
And stuff my wife. I mean, who cares about that?
Yeah. It's like, she should have supported me. And by the way, pack my suitcase. That's what got me the most. How could he say that? Like, why is she got to pack your suitcase for? I didn't get that.
I would have been done and dusted. I mean, I would have been done and dusted long before.
Long before.
But, I mean, that would have been. Yeah, that would have been it.
Sealed it.
He's horrific.
And then on the couch, John called him out on his stuff and said, you want to go? Let's go there, which I thought was good. Someone had to tell Adrian. And said that he came across with no empathy, because he does. He comes across with no empathy, no remorse, no regret for doing what he did or how he treated his beautiful wife.
He's a complete narcissist.
He left her hanging at the dinner party. And he doesn't say sorry.
No, he doesn't. And he said on the couch something about, I shouldn't have done that or something. But he leaves and it's all for show because he goes right back to being the person he is.
Yeah.
And then when you see his sisters, then the way they came in as attack dogs for him.
So hot.
Don't listen to her.
When his sister came back.
Yeah, so did I.
Apologise. It's going to be so nice. Fina will get the closure she needs. And she just came back to attack her more.
And it was just horrific. And then the comment of when they went outside, you can put a bow on garbage. That still makes it trash.
Yeah.
I thought, well, goes to show what kind of family they are.
Exactly.
And she doesn't Fina doesn't need that in her life.
No.
And certainly not around her son.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, but kids are left out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm such a non-confrontational person. I don't get into things. But if somebody said something about my son or saying that I wasn't a good mum, I mean, I would rip their throat.
She was already so fragile, emotional.
She had nothing
in her.
Empty.
And these girls just come and attack her and
graceful. And thank God for her beautiful sister.
Thank God for Cleo. She was amazing.
She's a star.
And she was very professional because she sat there and she watched and she took it in. And then when the son, got brought up, she goes, you're not worthy of being in my nephew's life. You're not worthy. And these people are not for us. Let's go.
Like she said what the whole of Australia was thinking.
we all just like took it. And we're like, oh my God, somebody say something. Adrian's just so dismissive. And even when he's sitting on the couch with her and stuff, he just seems so uninterested. It's always, like he's not there.
Yeah. And it's always, what about me?
Yeah.
What am I getting out of this? What about me?
Yeah, because then we met all the family. We met Jackie, Ryan's family. And what made me laugh is when Ryan's friend went to talk and Ryan said to Jackie, sorry, don't interrupt her. I was like, what? What did you just say?
It's just so weird. Ryan are just
They're so weird. They're so weird. And even Ryan's mate, you can tell, I just don't think like Jackie's it's not her kind of group that she would normally hang out with. You know what I mean? And then we've got, Do you think Clint is the kind of guy that Lauren would normally go for?
No. I think she's trying to make Clint the guy that
she would normally go for.
Yeah, I think she's like, okay, this is a good base. Now let me turn him into what I want him to be.
Yeah, and we're going to get onto that just in 1 second. I'm going to let my dog in because he's a good boy and he can just sit down. So I don't think Clint is the kind of guy that Lauren would normally go for. But he goes, am I masculine enough for you?
No,
I was
he's
like,
not.
Yeah, I don't think, because I think,
Clint seems a bit metro.
He
likes his tans. He likes to be very well groomed. He's a groomer, shave chest and stuff. And
she
doesn't like that. She likes a very obviously natural, brawny, masculine kind of.
But then she goes on like she wants to be quite a traditional wife, which is great. And that's good. You know who you are. You know what you want to do. But for someone who wants to be a traditional wife, she has a very successful business and everything, which is not easy to do. And she goes, but I don't want to have that business. So that's like quite interesting that she's even.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I
think she likes that. She likes to know that she's going to be secure.
She's going to be okay.
And she's going to be okay with whoever she is. And that she can rely on someone to be there and
I guess
sort of look after.
She decides to have children. She wants to know everything's secure and all sorts of. Yeah.
He's very high maintenance.
Yeah. And she didn't have any problem sitting there and telling him the list of things that she wanted.
I think that's enough to scare most
guys. But I loved it when he said, I'll probably have to start growing a beard and drinking beer and smashing beer cans on my head.
You really like Clint. I think he's just like a really nice sort of normal, successful guy who's a bit older and he's done really well for himself. And I think he's just, now looking for someone to chill with.
I think that's so good.
I find it interesting when he did the photo lineup, how he spoke about Jackie.
So you're going to have to recap me.
So they did the photo lineup and he was putting, you're supposed to rate them.
Yeah.
Attractiveness and that sort of thing. So he starts putting people down and like putting the photos down.
Yeah.
And he said about, because he put Jackie quite high up on the list. And Lauren was like,
how could I miss this bit?
Surprising. And she was like, what? Why? And he said, I think I like her. Like, I think she's a really driven woman and she's very successful. And she said something about, well, if you like someone that's very she said something to the effect of messy or unkept. And a bit raggedy, And she goes, oh, well, I guess if he likes someone like that. And I thought to myself, well,
she clearly survived.
Clearly he does.
And we're going to see. I don't know whalers, but I know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. But even in terms of Lauren and Clint, if and when, how long they last, and then what happens after that. So we're going to have to stay tuned for that one. And so look, we're probably going to wrap this up very soon. I just want to say, because, and I hate talking about Adrian, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? You have to. I saw her on TikTok the other night. I don't know if I sent it to you, But he was going, hey guys, I know. That's my best guy voice. Hey guys, I know like a lot of you guys have been saying look like Peter Dinklage, but sucked in because it's all good because he's actually reached out to me and we've got something coming up soon. And I thought, no way, if that's actually going to happen, I will be spewing because he doesn't deserve that.
Off it.
He doesn't deserve that.
At least the actor Peter Dinklage is a well-spoken man.
Oh, very well-spoken.
Like, I'm sorry,
exactly.
It's going to play his, like, corpse double or something. I mean, I don't know. He cannot speak without having subtitles. And being mean, this is literally
it's actually true.
Done.
Like, it's, yeah.
He is the only person that has subtitles when he speaks. He comes across very uneducated.
He does.
Backward thinking.
Yeah, very, yeah.
And I would be upset if that was true.
And I think Afina's probably looking back now, because you'd be watching it with your friend.
Yeah.
Going,
what was I thinking?
What was I doing?
Yeah.
How could I,
how could I give him so many?
Right over here. Yeah, which is good. I hope she's just far removed from that.
Yeah.
And just puts it behind her. And I hope it's a good platform for her to now just, have a great life.
Yeah.
Her and her sister, because they deserve the spotlight. Anyway, so this was your first podcast today.
My first time.
You don't normally wear colour.
I don't.
This is the first time I've ever seen you, well, in a long time, in colour.
My wardrobe is, I would say, 95% black.
With a
hint of white, beige cream. And
I'm daring.
And I have like a sprinkle of like one or two pink things and one or two blue things.
Okay. Any metallics in it or no?
Maybe one, but it's never been worn.
And this is the thing with us, even though we've obviously grown up, we've known each other since we were born.
I've known Bernadette my whole life.
That's so emotional. But
literally,
it is. We are so similar in some ways, but as we get older, those ways are diminishing.
People used to think we were sisters all the time.
Yeah.
We would go out when we were younger and we would dress the same. We would have the same colour hair and
we talk. Well, we still talk quite similar.
Yeah. And so we would always.
We laugh the same.
Yeah. We would always get mistaken as sisters. But as we've gotten older, I definitely went down the neutral,
the conservative,
and I went
to the loud, which I'm surprised I'm not in a loud shirt now. I went down the loud, over the top kind of
colour.
The more diamantes, the better.
Yeah.
The more hot pink, the better. All that kind of thing. But
demure.
Yes, and I'm right.
But I thought I'd wear for my first appearance.
Podcast debut.
But I have nothing left now.
Oh, that's it.
So the next outfit will be white.
I think you go white first and then build it up to a black.
I'll see. Maybe a denim jacket.
Daring. Oh my gosh. Well, I can't wait. And I hope you come back to discuss MAFS again.
Hate me and then I won't come back.
Oh, look, I think we can already see you're the only one to get compliments on our live stream on YouTube today. Yeah, and we had the highest amount of views that I ever had on you. So I do think that is because of you.
Because I've come out of my 15-year retirement. And this is the first place I thought I'd come back and get back.
I'm so glad you chose this platform, The Buzz with Bernadette, to come out of hiding, out of hibernation, and say hello to the world again. And we look forward to having you back very soon.
And I loved it.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.